Welcome to the 2020 Hope Gala. Whether you're watching from home, gathered with friends, or enjoying dinner at Southern Hills, we're very glad to have you. Tonight is unlike any JDRF gala that we've ever had, as the impacts of COVID-19 are far-reaching, and that means your participation tonight is more important than ever. Throughout the evening, you will learn about the incredible work that's being done on behalf of the Type 1 community and have opportunities to bid on some really exciting auction items and make your pledge to fund a cure. I'm very delighted to introduce you now to the chairs for the 2020 Hope Gala, Drs. Shelley and Kelly Mercer. Dr. Shelley Mercer is a pediatric endocrinologist with the Harold Ham Diabetes Center, and Dr. Kelly Mercer is a pediatric anesthesiologist. Their efforts have helped bring this event to life, and we're very grateful to have their leadership. Please welcome Drs. Shelley and Kelly Mercer.
Good evening. We are Kelly and Shelley Mercer, and we are delighted and honored to serve as the chairs for the 2020 JDRF Hope Gala.
Shelley and I are Tulsa natives and high school sweethearts. We attended the University of Oklahoma for both undergrad and medical school, and then couples matched at UAB, where we completed our residencies and fellowships. I work as a pediatric anesthesiologist with Associated Anesthesiologists at St. Francis Hospital. Our passion for the mission of JDRF began with Shelley's career as a pediatric endocrinologist.
I first discovered my passion for type 1 diabetes after shadowing our very own Dr. David Jelly as a medical student. After completion of residency, we knew we wanted to come back to Tulsa to live and to serve in this community. I have been privileged to work at the Harold Ham Diabetes Center for the last 2.5 years, alongside Drs. Jelly and Chalmers, Dana Greer, and our wonderful staff. Every week, I have to deliver life-altering news to children and families regarding a new diagnosis of type 1 diabetes. During this vulnerable and uncertain period of life, JDRF serves as a source of comfort and hope by providing families with the JDRF Bag of Hope. Furthermore, communities are unified with JDRF One Walk events. Youth with type 1 diabetes are challenged early to learn the importance of advocacy and fundraising through the Youth Ambassador Program. But ultimately, JDRF's mission is to discover a cure for type 1 diabetes. This is why we are here tonight.
Now, as I mentioned earlier, we have a really impressive auction put together for you this evening. Because many folks are limiting their travel, we've really focused on unique, one-of-a-kind experiences that you can enjoy right here in Green Country. Many of you have been bidding from your phones for several days now, so keep it up. The auction does close soon, and you'll see a countdown timer on your phone to let you know exactly how long you have to bid. Throughout the rest of the program, you'll also get a sneak peek of several of the auction items from the donors themselves. In the case of this first package, we needed a little help to explain why it's so special. To give you a preview of the Camp Sweeney package, please welcome Lydia Stinson.
My name's Lydia Stinson. I'm 17 years old, and I've had type 1 diabetes since I was 4. I love camp just because it gives me an opportunity to relax and not have to worry about taking care of myself as much. But at the same time, I'm learning how to do it myself, if that makes sense. I get to be with normal people, like that I consider normal, because we all have type 1. And no one really judges you if you're high or you're low or you're just having a bad day with your blood sugar. But it's really just a really inclusive place to relax and have fun as a kid and not have to worry about your blood sugar, giving shots all the time, or oh my gosh, are they going to be mad at me because I'm low or high? So I just think it's a great place for kids to be themselves and not have to worry about outside pressure. I've gone to Camp Sweeney since I was 11, I want to say. This will be my 8th year. 7th because we didn't get to go because of COVID, but this will be my 8th year total. And I get to go on the Fun to Cure, like fun hike kind of thing, since it's my 8th year, so I'm really excited for that. We call it Super Quiz Bowl because it's after our normal Quiz Bowl, but it's like a special event just for kids that have gone to camp for 7 years or longer. And I was supposed to get to go last year, and then I didn't get to go to camp, so this year I finally get to do it. But I'm excited for it.
we'd like to take a moment to thank the Hope Gala committee that has planned this event for months. If you served on the committee, thank you for all of your time and effort. We are also incredibly grateful to all of our Hope Gala sponsors. Without them, this event cannot happen. We are especially appreciative of Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Oklahoma for bringing this virtual program to everyone watching from home. When we learned that our vision for a traditional gala was not possible, they stepped up to ensure that supporters from across the state could still participate.
In addition, we want to thank Express Employment Professionals. Express helped bring our virtual auction to life, which you are all now enjoying. Thank you again to all of our sponsors for your contributions. We are also delighted to have Karen Larson as our virtual MC tonight. Karen, thank you for being a part of the Hope Gala. Our next auction package is an adorable miniature Australian Shepherd puppy. Many of us have added furry friends to our family recently, and this is the perfect opportunity for you to do the same.
As you can see, many Aussies are absolutely adorable, so get your bids in. While you're bidding, we would like to welcome JDRF Oklahoma Director Misty Stevens to tell you about another exciting auction item.
Hi everyone, and thank you so much for being with us tonight. I have the pleasure of telling you about a few of our great auction packages. First, what you see behind me is a stunning abstract painting from Tony Perry Studios that is sure to make an impact in your home. Second, our friends at Audi Tulsa have provided an exceptional package that I'm going to let them tell you more about.
Audi Tulsa is pleased to offer a wonderful weekend for two at the beautiful 5-star Hidden Springs Bed and Breakfast in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. And to top it all off, you'll get to enjoy an Audi for your drive to and from your destination. Enjoy the numerous attractions that Eureka Springs has to offer, or do as little as you please. Thank you for your bidding and good luck.
Thank you to Audi Tulsa and to JDRF supporter Mary Beth Stevens for helping bring this package to life. I can't wait to see who wins. The next package I want to tell you about was created by the JDRF Oklahoma Youth Ambassadors. Youth Ambassadors range in ages from 3 to 17, and they have type 1 diabetes, and they work throughout the year to raise awareness about type 1, to advocate to their legislators for the needs of the type 1 community, and to make a difference with fundraising. And one of the ways they do that is by contributing to the Hope Gala auction each year. This year, they each contributed a piece to comprise a giant outdoor Jenga set. Each child painted their own piece. Then Youth Ambassador Chair Connie Cubbage collected them all and sealed them so they can be a part of your outdoor game experience for years to come. We hope you'll bid on this package because lots of kids worked really hard to make it happen. The next thing that I want to tell you about is a really exceptional package courtesy of several impressive JDRF supporters. The Tulsa Signature Symphony is providing a quartet that will come to your home your backyard, your driveway, and provide a private concert just for you. To really make it special, we also have a charcuterie board for you to enjoy some delicious treats, as well as some exceptional wine to pair with your treats and your symphony so that you can have the perfect concert experience. We know that many of us have missed the opportunity to hear live music and to have those special date nights, but this is a way that you can do it from the safety of your own home and really impress your neighbors and friends with something that not just everybody has access to. So bid on this package, and then you'll have to take pictures and tell us all about your amazing experience.
I am proud to have been involved with JDRF since 2005. My daughter Tessa, who was the reason for my commitment to JDRF, was diagnosed with type 1 Thanksgiving weekend in 2004, soon after she had turned 3 years old. Like many families, my introduction to JDRF was through WALK. It was so inspiring to see the togetherness and the support at my first event. I then joined the JDRF Board of Directors and have continued to volunteer since that time as a board member, serving as board president, the government relations representative, and helping support WALK and Gala each year. What continues to motivate me is the research. Because of JDRF, we have made such amazing progress. In the almost 16 years since Tessa was diagnosed, we have evolved from her having to do countless finger and toe pricks, injection after injection of insulin, mixing different kinds of insulin, just hoping we could get close to being right. Compare that with the present day, where now, to check her blood sugar, she just looks at her insulin pump. If her blood sugar goes too high or too low, her pump automatically adjusts to get her back to a normal range. And this is just one example of the incredible progress made possible by JDRF that is dramatically improving the lives of people living with type 1. I'm fortunate to work for a company that believes very strongly in supporting our community. TTCU Federal Credit Union has always given back in many ways to the communities where we serve. When I began working at TTCU in 2007 and presented the idea of starting a JDRF walk team to our CEO, he was immediately on board. Not surprisingly, I found out that we have several employees who have family members who have been impacted by type 1. Our culture is built around family, around people helping people. Our involvement has continued to grow each year in both WALK and Gala.
Well, I was diagnosed when I was 18, about 52 years ago, just after my last year in high school before I started college at TU. And it was a total surprise because there's no diabetes in my family. So we had to learn from ground zero, and it's been a learning experience ever since, with Lynn helping me the last 38 years.
Well, it's definitely been a learning experience. When we were dating, he told me he was diabetic, and I was just like, oh, you take shots. I was pretty clueless about the disease. Then when we got married, I would just freak out when he had a high blood sugar, and just been learning a lot of things about it as the years have gone on.
I think it's gotten easier because of insulin pumps, continuous glucose monitors, and the treatment is much easier now.
First off, get educated about the disease. I told you I really didn't know anything about it, and education is knowledge. And I would really strongly recommend that you share with people. We did not share when we were first married. We would not tell people that Bob was diabetic. He was kind of private about it, and I just took that lead. And there were times, you know, that he might be ill or something, and we'd have to miss out on something. And we didn't tell people the real reason, you know, and now we tell everybody. It's such a difference from when we were younger, but I'd say start young and share it with people. And if they're true friends, they're going to be there for you and understand and help. You're going to get frustrated and you're going to get angry at times because there are disappointments that come with the chronic illness. Like we said, he hasn't had many complications and there really haven't been that many ups and downs, but there have been times where probably because of the diabetes, we had to miss out on an activity or event, and I would get angry with him. Of course, then I would feel guilty, and I always have to remind myself, it's the disease, it's not him. And just really be aware of your feelings and share them together. Otherwise, it can, you know, cause problems. Stay positive and take care of yourself. I mean, Bob's a wonderful role model of that. He does what the doctor says, and it pays off because we know people that have had complications and lost their life because they didn't take care of their type 1. So
It's an adjustment to your life, but it's in no way needs to change who you are, where you want to, what you want to do.
Someone in Oklahoma is diagnosed with type 1 diabetes every single day.
Every single day.
Every single day.
Every single day.
Type 1 diabetes strikes both kids and adults at any age.
And today, there is no cure.
But we're the stronger together type.
Even though we can't all be
physically together today,
we are digitally united with a common goal
to prevent, treat, and cure type 1 diabetes.
We're the Lift Each Other Up type.
JDRF is the world's largest private funder of type 1 diabetes research.
In the last half century, we've invested over $2 billion to find cures,
while improving lives every day through advocacy and community involvement.
We're the Every Dollar Matters type, so your support and your work matter.
We're the Walk type.
At JDRF One Walk, it's a movement like no other.
Today, we are moving together all across Green Country.
Family, co-workers, and friends are joining together to impact millions of lives.
In the largest type 1 diabetes fundraiser in the world.
So come on, get moving.
Gather donations, raise awareness.
Because we are the Get There Faster Together type.
We are the leader of the pack type.
Join forces with us at the center of a global effort to build a world without type 1 diabetes.
We are the Walk to Change the Future type, and we're stronger together.
Today, we're turning
type 1
into type none.
Type none.
Type none.
Into type none.
Well, I'm calling on behalf of JDRF here in Tulsa. We're getting ready for our big gala coming up, and Sarah Franco has offered to do a virtual wine experience as part of our offering for the gala. So we will be a virtual wine experience. Phil will be on that side, and our participants will be on the other side. And you're going to walk us through some different wines as part of this experience. Do you want to unpack a little bit about what wines you will be indulging in that evening?
Sure. I think the best part about it is we've got a really good broad circle of our estate fruit. 3 different places, 3 different vineyards of the 3 that we own in 3 different wines. We're going to start out with our barrel fermented estate Chardonnay. And this is a really unique one. We make 4 barrels, which is basically about 95 to 100 cases. Very small production. It actually is fermented inside a barrel as opposed to inside a tank, and then move to barrels later on. We actually do we press it, put it into a barrel, and I'll have an opportunity to walk you through how that process happens and what makes that wine so unique. And then we're going to move into what we're famous for here in California, Cabernet Sauvignon. But our Cabernet Sauvignon is very unique in that we still make 6 barrels a year. Why? Because we only have 2.5 acres worth of fruit. So that particular Cabernet is 100% Cabernet Sauvignon and nothing else, which is very rare now. A lot of other wineries like to use Merlot and Petit Verdot and Cabernet Franc and perhaps other grapes to kind of make them broader. We want to showcase that vineyard, but more importantly, this particular wine is coming from the 2016 vintage, and that's a vintage that we want to really showcase because there's almost a perfect storm like 2018. Then we take you even farther back in time. So we have the 2018 Chardonnay, the 2016 Cabernet Sauvignon. And then we're going to take you to what we call our big boy. This is a proprietary red. This is the wine that we make 3 to 5 barrels a year. And we're going to go back to 2014. And that year we made 71 cases, and that's it. It's basically our estate Petit Verdot, 80 to 90%. Each vintage changes depending upon what we like about that Petit Verdot. And then a little bit of Petit Verdot that we kind of hold back that gets a little bit riper, which is nice. So it's richer and rounder. And then we add 5% Cabernet Sauvignon and 5% Malbec. And so we're going to have those 3 wines going back in time, 2018, 2016, and 2014 to finish that up.
Outstanding. So again, we are very honored to have you all as part of our gala this year and for this offering.
Wonderful. And whoever is the recipient of this fine package, they can reach out anytime they want, as soon as they purchase this package, and we can start to coordinate whatever works for them.
Awesome.
And we're as our company, this is a big thing for us. So we're very honored you asked, and we're very excited to be a part of this. So whatever we can do to help you guys out there, we'll let you know. And we're going to try to see if we can get something next year even better. So we got our thinking caps on, and so this is not just a one-time SRA Franco deal for you guys. We're going to be involved with you guys as long as we can. It's a great outfit. It's wonderful. Yeah, we look forward to it.
Our next auction package is courtesy of Libby Billings, the owner of multiple restaurants in downtown Tulsa. She has very generously donated an opportunity to create and share Instagram-worthy cocktails. But there's more.
Hi again. I get the distinct pleasure of telling you about one of my very favorite packages of the night. As Karen mentioned, Libby Billings owns several restaurants in downtown Tulsa, including The Vault, Elote, and Roppongi. They have been so creative and innovative through the last 7 months of the pandemic and ensuring that their staff is still working and that their customers are still well fed and taken care of. And we're just so grateful for their help with this auction package. Libby has donated a cocktail class for 8 people. She is known for the craft cocktails at The Vault and has been teaching these classes for several years. The other amazing thing that is coming with this cocktail class, besides of course the opportunity to try the cocktails you make, is that Travel Top Flight, which has a fleet of luxury vehicles, is going to be providing luxury car service from your home to The Vault in downtown Tulsa. And the great news is you have that luxury car service for several hours, up to 4 hours of car service. So after you leave your cocktail class, if you want to go have a drink at McNelly's, you want to visit another part of downtown Tulsa, you can do that. And Travel Top Flight is gonna get you back home safely, which is the best part of all. So bid on this package, surprise your friends with an amazing night out, and then put those cocktail pictures on Instagram.
The auction will be closing momentarily, so get your bids in now. This is also your last chance to buy a raffle ticket, as we'll be selecting the winner shortly. The raffle this year is for an all-inclusive trip to any Hard Rock property in Mexico, and it includes airfare. Tickets are $50 or $5 for $200, and you can purchase them right from your phone. Now, I have the pleasure of introducing you to an incredible T1D champion, Linda Zimmerman. Linda's story of life with type 1 diabetes is powerful, and we're lucky to hear from her now.
My name is Linda Zimmerman, and I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes 21 years ago. I was 11 years old, and I had been sick for several months, not feeling good. I'd lost a lot of weight. I was thirsty all the time, and my parents just knew something kind of serious was wrong. So we went to a specialist, did some work, and we got a call one day that I had type 1 diabetes. And I remember going into, getting a call from my endo and them saying, on a Saturday, you guys need to come up to the office today. Her blood sugar is extremely high and we need to see you guys immediately. I was sitting in the doctor's office and the doctor was talking to me and to my parents and explaining shots and everything. And as a kid, you kind of think, okay, I'll take some medicine for a while and then I'll be fine. So I remember turning and asking my doctor and my parents, how long do I have to do this? And I remember my mom's eyes getting watery and saying, you'll have to do this forever. And that's also when my doctor chimed in and said, well, you'll have to do this forever until there's a cure. And I believe in your lifetime there will be a cure. We immediately got connected with JDRF. I was diagnosed in January and there was an upcoming walk that my doctor said we should go to. So that's what my family did. We fundraised, we asked friends and family to support us, and we showed up at our very first JDRF walk a few months later. And it was one of the most uplifting things that we had been to so far. We were at a venue where everyone there knew somebody with type 1 diabetes. We were all there fighting the same fight. We were all there to find a cure for type 1 diabetes, and we were overwhelmed with hope and with the feeling that we're not alone. You quickly learn once you have type 1 diabetes that there's a lot of misinformation out there and that there's a lot of people who are confused between type 2 and type 1. I think as someone who has type 1, you're always an advocate for educating and teaching others the difference between the two diseases, and that type 1 is an autoimmune disease. It is not preventable, and without insulin, you won't live. And so I think it's just our job. You know, maybe people don't know about type 1 because they just have never met somebody. So as someone with type 1, you just have to take that time and educate them and teach them about the difference. Prevention is a huge piece. For me, once I had kids, I've always been fighting for myself, but now I realize that I'm fighting for the next generation. To my kids, type 1 diabetes is my pump. They always want to know, what my pump is, and my son says, my pump makes me strong. And so he kind of equates it a little bit to being a superhero, and that's my superpower, is having a pump. One time we saw another little kid with a pump, and he said, Mom, that little kid has a superpower too. And I said, yeah, he does. I used to believe in a biological cure, meaning that one day I would just wake up and take a pill and I wouldn't have diabetes anymore. And now I really am hopeful for the technological cure. And I see that being a great direction that JDRF is going. Having an artificial pancreas or having technology that makes it feel like you don't have diabetes would be a cure. Not having to worry about it every day would be a cure. It may not be as easy as taking a pill and magically you don't have diabetes, but having the best technology at your fingertips so that you can have the best control and no complications in the future, that's what we want. That's the ultimate goal. And I don't want my kids to hear the same words that I heard 21 years ago, that they have type 1 diabetes. And I don't want any other children to be diagnosed with diabetes. I want to prevent this disease so that diabetes dies with me.
Thank you so much to Linda for sharing her story. We now have the opportunity to honor Linda's resilience and commitment to JDRF by making our own commitment. Please take a moment to consider your Fund a Cure donation. On your mobile phone, click the Fund a Cure donation link and give a meaningful gift. Remember, your gift is tax deductible and it will go entirely to type 1 diabetes research. And now on the screen, you'll see a list of those who have given this evening. Please join them by making your gift now. Thank you all for being a part of this wonderful evening. And before we wrap up the event, it is time to pull the name of the raffle winner. You know, type 1 champions are relentless, and you proved that again tonight. Before we end our program, we do have a few friends who want to say hello.
Thank you.
Thank you for supporting the JDRF.
Thank you so much. See you next year.
Thank you again for your time and generosity. Good night.
So if JDRF develops a cure for type 1 diabetes, will you still have a job?
That's a good question. I think so, but hopefully I won't have to work Fridays.
So like dentists?
Exactly.